kind of talked about before. Brendan kind of made this point as to when there is a shift back to a workplace at some point,
Mhm.
do you anticipate that there might be some pressure to go into the workplace to be more competitive against your coworkers or your peers? Like people that are working strictly from home might be viewed as not doing as much. I know this comes back to the culture piece and how we really organize this remote work, but do you think that that might be something that is going to be tough to juggle?
So that's a good one, Nick. And this plays to my answer will play to some of your strengths, which is a lot of this is it deals with trust and trusting other humans. And so one of the things that and again, also back to the notion of each company has its own culture, and so it's going to depend on the culture of the company. And if you have a company where what's valued is empowering employees and trusting that they can get the work done, and you aren't going to be micromanaging and saying all the time, show me that you're working. A lot of these people who are demanding you need to get back into the office as soon as it's safe covidly to get back into the office are people who don't believe you're working unless they can see you. And we know that a lot of people who are working are surfing online or whatever at work. They're not working.
Hmm.
So that's kind of silly and outdated. But we have to help people who are I don't know if it's just older people or if it's just a personality type that says, I don't trust people if I can't see that they're working. We have to trust and we have to be able to say, here are the things we need for you to get done. You get those things done, and then I'll evaluate them and we'll use them and we'll keep moving forward. And workloads and work content may change as a result of not meeting uh, in person. There's a lot that could change in timeliness of getting work done, but we need to be able to if we're going to be able to have this distributed work even partly going forward, you have to be able to trust your workforce. And that I'm talking to some people who are just freaking out and they want people back now or as soon as it's safe. And they're saying, we can't get this work done unless everybody's back here. And you kind of say, well, why? Is there something about so manufacturing jobs or some of these jobs that are take place in labs, pharma jobs, they have to be in a lab or in a factory or in a place where they're actually making things. So that I can understand. But there's a lot of work that we all do that is can be done remotely. And so we want to evaluate how much of that should come back. But there's a pushback from some people saying, nope, I want
Hmm.
everybody here. And I think that's an educational thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's HR can help with that, but that's a culture thing too.
Yeah, it's really illuminating the culture piece
Yeah,
because that's been present forever. If there's like this lack of trust,
yeah,
that was always there,
yeah,
but this is just really bringing it to the forefront.
yeah. And I mean, I find it boring in the places where you don't trust people to get their work done. You just get bored.
And, like, emotionally exhausted.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you're just, "Oh, we're talking about this again."
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So just let me go do my job.
yeah.
And if I want to get up like over this last year, I'm up in the middle of the night a lot. And so if I get work done in the middle of the night, great. You'll see it first thing in the morning when you get up and turn on your various devices. But um so but we should stay focused on what is the work that we need to get done.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, and you bring up an interesting point, and I'll share a bit of my situation with you. I am actually an hourly employee,
Mm,
but I'm working from home full time. So I've got a clock in system that we use, and
yeah,
I'm expected to be available when I am needed
yeah,
for things. It gets really dicey with the work when you want when somebody's hourly because the laws in California have very specific, if you're on the clock, like you have to be on the clock, and then if you work at a certain time, you get like the rate changes.
right.
Um, Do you think if this really takes hold the way we expect it, that could change in some ways?
It should.
Or yeah, I think so
I
too.
mean, we should and this is typically that there's a lag in regulation and in legislation to keep up with the changes in work, or the changes in technology that we need to be running at full speed and taking advantage of the new things we've learned. There's almost always a lag in that, but yeah, I would say that it would have to change eventually.